Welcome, and thank you for joining me on the Path of the Seeker. Today we are going to go over the reading for May, the medicine wheel reading that I did. Now I always do this in advance, and I take my time meditating on the reading so that I can kind of boil it down to a particular, very quick form of truth for everybody. And this is a big one. Our first card in the direction of air is grouse. And grouse, for me, is always a difficult card. Grouse dances in circles. It represents the spiral of life. Either you spiral up or you spiral down. But no matter how hard you try, you'll come back to the same circumstances to see if you pass the lesson or not. And that's what grouse represents. That spiral, that intended spiral of the one creator that brings you back to see if you've learned your lesson and if your reaction is going to be different. I like to say that I believe in free will, but I also believe in predeterminism. I believe it's two different things at once, and they actually work together. There is a determined plan by the Creator and by us as souls. Prior to incarnation, we write a soul contract of what we would like to learn in the current life. And then we come here and things happen. And we react. And most of the times as souls, I think we anticipate how we're going to react, but not necessarily. And so with grouse, it's back to the spiral path, back to the beginning where we've been before. And hopefully this time we'll have a different reaction than we did previous times. Hopefully this time we learned our lesson and it will be easier and not a crisis moment. So that is grouse. Note that it is number 34, which breaks down to 7, which is a spiritual number. Then we have owl. An owl is that classic wisdom. This is in the direction of fire. So grouse, the spiral path was what the idea behind the month of May, but the action that we need to take is wisdom. We must be wise. We need to make wise choices. This is a strategic month. The owl is a strategic predator and is actually very deceptive. Even though it's known for wisdom, it descends quickly and rapidly. In the direction of water, we have moose. And this is moose reversed. Now, moose is the master number 11, and it represents knowing when to be silent. Moose reversed represents the ego, and it suggests that we need to be silent in order to proceed forward. We need to silence our ego and truly listen in the moment. And for the direction of north, the result is raven. Raven is the power of the unknown. And something special is about to happen. Ravens are known to, I always get them confused with crows. They are the messengers of Odin. The ones that belong to Odin were thought and memory. And this tells us the result will be a message. And something very special will happen. Adding to that very interesting reading so far, the rune that we received is Nothes, and I use both an alchemy card and an oracle stone and a rune for the center, which is the creator. Nothes represents a need, a desperate need almost, to do something. There's like restriction and restraint. At the same time, we received as an oracle stone this beautiful piece of labradorite. And I consider labradorite to be an auric stone, so it's a full body aura stone, and it represents knowing the bigger picture or perceiving the bigger picture. It's one of the most magical stones out there. And for alchemy, I always think of alcohol when I think of distillation. We have distillation. And distillation is that final process. I like to say you don't really know a subject until you can do a 5-minute elevator speech. If you can't summarize things in 5 minutes, you probably haven't mastered the subject, or the talk, or the information that you're trying to share with everybody else. And distillation is that. And for me, it's often distilling our truth. It's taking the sum of all of our experiences and boiling it down to one short point. And so that is the process that we are going through this month, is distillation. So to summarize the entire thing, we have grouse, which represents the spiral of life, the pattern, the overall divine plan. We have wisdom to know when to act and when not to act. We have the need to silence the ego. And we have the messengers of God, you could say, and the mystery, and something mysterious is about to happen. While at the same time we have a desperate need to distill our knowledge so that we can see the bigger picture. So it looks like May is going to be an incredibly powerful month. It's going to be one where I summarized it this way. In May, there is a preparation for some sort of change, but we need to practice discernment and remain in a silent mode of operation so that we can perceive it correctly. So while we may think we know what's going on, Al, as far as Jamie Sams is concerned, is both wisdom and deception. So there is something going on that we're not quite seeing the entire picture, and we need to use our discernment in order to do it. And it will lead to the distillation of the divine plan. We'll get a good sense of what our purpose is, or what the purpose of what the current cycle is. So I'm looking forward to May. I hope you are too. To finish up, let's use some Palo Santo, and all hope for some blessings this month, that this ends up being a very good turn of fortune. And with that, my friends, this video is over. Thank you for joining me on the path of the seeker and exploring this avenue with me. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now.